Every year in the last decade, thousands of families in the Upper East region have lost their homes due to annual floods. In some instances, the houses crumbled on some of the families while they slept, resulting in deaths. To help provide shelter for these families, the Ghana Red Cross Society last year built and handed over 102 houses to some of them. This year, the Ghana Red Cross Society plans to launch a humanitarian forum to help build 1,000 more houses for the flood disaster victims in the Upper East region. Correspondent Albert Sorry has more.
In the year 2019, thousands of people were rendered homeless after torrential rains and accompanying floods washed away the walls of their houses in some parts of the Upper East region. At least 28 people were reported to have died either through drowning in flood waters or as a result of being crushed by the walls when their homes collapsed. Those affected were people who lived in the rural poor communities where the homes are built mainly from mud or clay. Areas like Chuchuluga in the Busa North District and Mayoro in the Kasna-Nankana municipality were the worst affected. Government agencies like the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, could only support the disaster survivors with food and other relief items, but not in the reconstruction of their homes.
Our mattresses, even our food self, the water took all away. We don't even have something to eat. We don't have a place to stay. So we are appealing the government to come to our aid.
Humanitarian organizations like the Ghana Red Cross Society had to step in to provide tents to temporarily shelter some of the homeless. They also began the construction of more durable homes for them. In the year 2020, the Ghana Red Cross Society, with funding support from the Swiss Red Cross, completed and handed over some houses to families in the Upper East region that were rendered homeless after the 2019 floods. A total of 102 units of 2-bedroom low-cost houses were handed over.
The major aspect of support from this collaboration of the Ghana Red Cross and the Swiss Red Cross involved the purchase of about 35,700 pieces of concrete blocks, then about 816 gallons of bitumen. This was used for the plastering. Then we paid for the services of carpenters and masons, then as well provided for sand, stones, and cement for concrete works on the foundation.
The beneficiaries were from 6 communities, all in the Busa North District and the Kasna-Nankana municipality. The paramount chief of the Mayoro traditional area, Per Dr. Pwakia Atopari Manchi III, was excited about the intervention.
I am of the view that dignity is important. If you have food to eat, you have no place to lay your head. It's still a problem. It's still a dignity question. We're indeed glad and happy that somebody has helped us to solve that dignity question by providing us a place to lay our heads.
This year, the Ghana Red Cross Society has revealed that data they have gathered show that 1,000 more of these houses are needed to help rescue displaced families in the aftermath of flood disasters in the Upper East region. To be able to mobilize the funds for the construction of these homes, the Ghana Red Cross Society is organizing what they call a humanitarian forum scheduled for November this year. Kofi Addo is the Secretary General for the Ghana Red Cross Society.
We are talking of houses that have at the foundation level up to about 3-4 courses up sancrete. Then we use local soil or local materials to complete it. And these houses, from what we've done over 3, 4, 5 years back, they have been resistant to the following years floods that have come. And so we want to expand it across the country. And to do that is beyond the capacity of Ghana Red Cross alone. And that is why we've come up with this concept of Humanitarian Forum, where all of us will come together, put our heads together, put our resources together, give ourselves a target. Maybe we are going to build 1,000 of such houses for the people. We have the Department of Social Welfare who can help us to identify these people. We have NADMO, we have institutions that can help us to identify these people.
The Upper East Regional Manager of the Ghana Red Cross Society, Paul Woma, will be coordinating the forum.
We are talking of a 2-bed affordable housing unit with a kitchen for them. It's a categorical donation for a categorical intervention. We are estimating that 1,000 houses will be built, because according to the data that we have, and that will cost about 40 million Ghana cedis. I plead with all people, the political class, the business class, contractors, chiefs, assemblymen, whosoever. The program is slated for November this year, 26th November.
Hopefully, the Humanitarian Forum will help address the problem of post-disaster displacement of families in the Upper East region. Reporting for Joy News, Albert Sori, Bolgatanga.
In the studio for this discussion is Paul Woma, who is the Upper East Regional Manager of the Ghana Red Cross Society. I'm grateful that you were able to join us in the studio. First, let's understand the density of the challenge you have in your region, which has motivated you to come up with this kind gesture.
Thank you very much, Asha. The Upper East region is a disaster-prone region. And your studios have covered stories through your regional correspondent, Mr. Albert Sori, about the dire nature of the situation in the Upper East region. Floods are a common phenomenon in the region. And the situation is so dire that year in, year out, people call up at NADMO, at the Ghana Red Cross Society, for an intervention either in food aid or the housing need. And so the society last year, 2 years back, and last year had issues of how to attend to these disaster victims or survivors. Your Joy Multimedia came in with food and non-food support for the people of the Upper East region, and I am grateful to mention it here. NADMO also supported the disaster survivors, but our records still have a number of them who are still calling, even not this year's disaster, but 2-3 years back, we still have statistics of people whose houses fell due to torrential rains and they couldn't build back better. So upon assumption of office, the Secretary General of the Society, Mr. Samuel Kofi Addo, called on me and said, this is a perennial problem. What can you do innovatively to see to the people having their problems resolved? I said, yes, Mr. Secretary General, I will talk to the chairman of the society, Chief Issa Ibrahim, and we'll see how we can put our heads together. And we thought that we have good people from the Upper East region, the political elite from Upper East region, the business class from the Upper East region, and the leadership of our chiefs, our traditional elders, can help put their heads together and call on well-meaning citizens who matter in this country to see how we can put resources together to build back better for these disaster survivors. So in thinking through this, we said we have to organize a humanitarian forum. This forum is dedicated at calling people who really have resources, but they are looking for credible institutions to channel these monies to, so that we can help these real vulnerable people build back better. And so the forum is tailor-targeted at calling on citizens, the political class first of all. Our good father, Nana Addo Dankwa, He might not be listening to this program, but the Flagstaff House people may be listening. We are calling on them. The opposition, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is listening. The MPs from the region, I called up Dr. Clement Apak to lead this organization of the MPs to see how we can put resources together to build back better for the vulnerable. In the interview, I said it was a categorical donation for a categorical intervention.
Okay.
The society has identified 1,000 people who are suffering, really suffering. And as a humanitarian institution with humanitarian values over the years, we think that watching this pass, it is not the best. The society will have to stand in for these vulnerable people by calling on those who matter to throw money into a common bowl, and we come together to see how we can really resolve the issues of this. We are getting intentional and deliberate about this project.
So last year was successful. You were able to build some of the houses and hand it over to the victims. What's the plan for this year?
The plan is to continue. You know, we have a Swiss Red Cross project called the Disaster Risk Reduction Project. They responded in 2019, responded in 2020 in Kologuzo, Kologutor, Mayoro, and Natokonia, all in the Upper East region and in the Kassina-Nankana municipality. They cannot continue to do this. We will have to look internally to see who can raise funds internally to support and the Swiss Red Cross to do things better for our people. And
so as you're asking people to come on board, now let's understand the challenges you've had, and let's also talk about the costs involved, so that if people want to support, they will know what we are dealing with.
The challenges involved is that year in, year out, the land is so soluble. So if you address one issue, then the following year there's another issue. The history has it that when we supported through the Swiss Red Cross and Ghana Red Cross Society, those houses are standing solid. But the solubility of the sand is not only in Kassina-Nankana municipality, it's across the region. And so the fundamental issue is not removed. The solubility of the land, people's houses still fall when there are torrential rains. And the cost involved in raising up a house just for the vulnerable people, I'm not talking about Sister Aisha's kind of house, but I'm talking about a house just for a vulnerable person to lay a head. Just 2 rooms, 3 rooms, and cemented, just for a mat to spread on and sleep. Not terrazzo, not anything. This is simple. And the cost, the estimated cost for the houses that we talked about, will estimated cost 40 million Ghana cedis can do for the 1,000 houses that we are intending to build back better. And we are doing this in solid collaboration with NADMO, the disaster management organization in the region, Department of Social Welfare, and our the district organizers, who are the cream of the communities, are organizing data with NADMO to do this intervention.
Right. So now that you've called on the presidency, MPs, and other well-meaning Ghanaians to support this important project, let's also look at exactly what support you're looking for. Is it funds? Is it building materials? And what exactly do you need for people to support you with?
Yes, the support is in kind and in cash. If we have money, we would buy the materials. But if GASAM is listening and wants to donate cement to that cause, we will readily accept it. If the timber marketing companies are listening and they want to donate wood, we will readily accept it. But the forum will in turn raising funds, both in cash and even in kind. In kind means there could be wood, solid material, cement, zinc. You can donate 100 packets, and we would be glad to receive it.
All right. So we'll be. Let me wish you well for this important gesture. But you've also, like you said, you've calculated, or you know the number of people who are affected, right?
Yes.
And you know how many of them who need houses.
Support, yes.
Is it only houses that the people need, or there are other things that people need, or all of them, they need one thing?
Yes. You know, I said it was a categorical donation for a categorical intervention.
Okay.
This one, they may need other things, but we think that housing is the critical need. If we remove that one, if you have other resources, you can attend to the needs. If it is food that you need, when we remove the housing aspect, you would attend to your food needs. But we will not be asking too much. We're asking on one single thing. We need funds to build back better for a disaster survivor.
Okay, hopefully viewers, people who are listening and watching will come to your aid and donate for this good cause. Yes. Let me wish you well and hope that you would provide housing for these people you're talking about. Paul Woma is Upper East Regional Manager of the Red Cross Society, and he's making an appeal for well-meaning Ghanaians to support this good cause, to put up housing structures for victims of floods in the Upper East region. Okay, so we'll have to end this interview. If you want to say something, just briefly for me, so I can.
So thank you very much for having me in the studios. Joy, you have been so proactive in supporting the society. During the COVID, I was used for an advert, and I see myself here. I'm grateful. Star Ghana. Star Ghana people are interested in this whole project, and I want to thank them. The Northern Development Authority is interested in this, and they are discussed with the chief executive, and he is happy. A lot of people, World Vision Ghana, and those that I approached, they are so happy about it. Looking forward. Your good more people
to support
you. The 26th of November is the tentative date for the program. And as I knock at your door, I know that by the grace of God, this program, targeted for solving vulnerable people's problem, God's hand will be on it, so that we'll do things for.
Paul Woma, thank you so much for your time.